Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Rapid Fire Friday. I know it's just a few moments after the hour, but I did not want to disappoint and miss this week's episode of Rapid Fire Friday. So welcome to my community members in Cookie Decorating Hobby to Business 101. And of course, as always, welcome to my founding members. I am excited to bring to you another round of rapid fire questions, wonderments or scenarios from last week. So thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, and hello to those that are watching the replay. I really do look forward to these opportunities. So I have a couple things to share today. So what is Rapid Fire Friday? If this is your first one that you're tuning into, it is broadcasted only in the Facebook group. So if you have friends, family members, folks that have a side gig, or maybe they're decorating cookies, they're in another Facebook group, I welcome you to have them join this group because I only broadcast the Rapid Fire Friday in this private Facebook group. And so what I do is I answer 5 questions, wonderments, or scenarios from the past week that I think is interesting, and I think that you might find interesting. But just keep in mind, as I always like to put a disclaimer, that these are items and things that are from my perspective, from my journey of taking my hobby to a nationwide profitable business. So for whatever it's worth, it's just from my experience or from conversations with folks and maybe conversations with my clients and so forth. So, but I truly enjoy these, and they could be decorating tips, they could be strategies, all sorts of topics that we talk about. So, all right, so I'm going to get into it, and every question, I will ring the bell to go on to the next one. And today I want to start off by just saying congratulations. I know it's not official, but I just want to say congratulations to my dear sister, Sylvia. I cannot start our Rapid Fire Friday this week without mentioning that she is taking the leap. She's in the sense of taking the leap of leaving her 9-to-5 job. She is a nurse, works at Freighter. She's worked there for years and years and years, and she is taking the leap to say goodbye and to do her own thing and to work with Edible Impressions, continues to work with Edible Impressions, and she's always been an incredible asset to the business, and I could not be more delighted. She's got 5 days left, and I just want to mention a couple things and just give her a shout out. So that is the topic number 1 this week, is just to give her a shout out, because she is the most wonderful sister a gal could have. First of all, she is definitely the family nurse. She is a wife, a daughter, a friend, a confidant, and an event planner. Even though she says she doesn't plan events, she is oftentimes the family go-to for organizing and getting the family together. So I just want to say congratulations to you. We will officially celebrate when you conclude, but I'm excited for her to continue on as a key member of the business, and for her taking a little bit different role coming soon. So anyway, and she also, I should add, is the keeper of the family recipes. So she's done a really good job by getting all of my mom and dad's recipes together. And so it is endless. And so I just want to say thank you for all of your work. I know she's headed back over to the bake shop today. We were up pretty late last night, but we're fulfilling a pretty large order this week. And all week she's been amazing. I had a couple team members that were out, and so boy, does she step up, and she always does. So not only is she a wonderful sister and the great Oz behind my master classes, but just an incredible person all around. So thank you, Sylvia, and we'll see you soon. No rush. The frosting and cookies will be ready when you get here. So that is shout out number 1 for the day. Okay, so moving on, I just want to talk a little bit about your repeat clients. If you have repeat clients, and how are you nurturing them, and how are you upselling without upselling, or how are you creating excitement or building confidence and trust? So I'll give you an example. One of my clients that I've had for a number of years now, and I'm so grateful, is Google. Yes, Google is one of my leading clients. I have contacts nationwide. And it's funny because I don't know that they're all talking to each other. I may be in their intranet system, but it's just very interesting to me that I'm getting contacts from all over the place. And I feel like I'm starting from scratch every time. And so what I try to do is make it easy for my clients, but at the same time, build some excitement and also some confidence and some trust that they know they will be in good hands if they choose to purchase from our company. So the example as I have here is I had a client reach out from Google and was pretty much new, didn't know anything about how things worked, and so was asking a very warranted question is, how does it work? And so I have created a nice document that is above and beyond my website, because I assume people have gone to my website, but I want to make it simple. So if they've reached out to me, I want to summarize all that information for them and not necessarily direct them and have them go through the whole website. So I've created a single page document specifically for that client or that experience that they're looking for. And here's what I did. So not only did I share that document with them, thank them for their inquiry, encourage them to fill out an order form or a form so that I can give them best accurate quote and also check availability, but I did a little PS at the bottom, and I encouraged this person to share it with their fellow colleagues at the company, because I suspect there might be other people in that company or that division that may be thinking the same thing. Then I went even a step further to, thank him on behalf of the company of being a client and a partner. And then I did one more thing. And I know it sounds really involved, but it took me just moments to curate this email. It was personal, it was meaningful, memorable, and I did a PSS, and I actually highlighted 2 testimonials from Google from past experiences. Again, what I'm doing there is I'm building excitement, I'm building trust, I'm ensuring their satisfaction so there's no doubt. And word of mouth and referrals, I'm going to tell you, is going to be your biggest and best marketing strategy that you could ever use. So, be kind, be professional, be responsive, think one step ahead, and make it easy for your clients. You make it easy for them and they will come back time and time again. And here's the other thing. When you are bringing back those testimonials, you're reminding yourself of your worth, okay? So that you can charge appropriately. And it just feels good when things move so fast. I know for me that when I take time and I look back at some testimonials, maybe when I'm having a rough day or a rough week, it just like brightens me up. And it's like, all right, Annette, you are on the right track. Keep going. People are loving what you're doing. So it is really a nice reminder. So last thing I'll say on this topic, and we'll move on, is think about, even if you're just starting off, even if you only have 1, 2, 3, maybe a handful of testimonials or words of kindness from your clients, even family and friends, start to figure out a workflow process to keep them in an area that is easily accessible. So you want to be able to receive them, store them, track them, and easily access them. So, and it could be voice, handwritten, text messaging. So wherever you're getting that feedback, capture it and put it in a safe space so that you can, again, remind yourself of your worth and also share that as a marketing strategy for your clients, prospective clients. All right, that was a good one. And I really love the topic of referrals, and we'll kind of come back to that topic, I'm sure, time and time again. So one of the community members reached out this past week, and I'm always looking for your suggestions. So if you have a topic of interest for Rapid Fire Friday, this is the perfect place to touch on a topic very quickly. But one community member asked if I would share, how do I keep track of my supplies? Now that is a loaded question because I have lots of supplies, but I'll narrow it down, and I may have touched on this before, but I'm going to narrow it down to the cookie cutters. Because we've been in business for so long and now we create our own cookie cutters, we have a system. We have to have a system to make sure that we are organized, we maximize the use of space, and we can also find the cookie cutter that we need quickly to increase efficiency. So with the thousands and thousands of cookie cutters that I have in my inventory, we use a software, nothing fancy. It can just be a photo app software. And I use keywords. So the cookie cutters are photographed, and they're photographed on a grid. So by looking at them in the picture, I can see exactly how big. So they're in 4-inch squares, they're inch squares, so that I can see very quickly, is that a small, a medium, or large, or extra large cookie cutter without having to have a measuring tool in every single picture. So that's a little hack there for you. But keywords, and then they're numbered and put in big bins. So I literally, when I need a cookie cutter, I go to the computer, I pull up my app, and I just type in animals, and then boom, all the animals come up. I can be more specific. I can put in elephants. All my elephant cookie cutters come up. So when I talk about keywords, you want to be able to put in a multiple, like what could that cookie cutter be? And it's ever evolving. So I could go back in and add more things. So if I use a cookie cutter for a unique shape and I'm like, ooh, that worked really well for this unique shape, I can go in and remind myself and then put that in there so that it is there when I need it. Like for instance, I created a potato chip bag for Lay's potato chips. And so it's kind of a unique shape, but recently I made a trick-or-treat bag out of that shape. And so now I went back into that photo. I not only have potato chip bag, now I have trick-or-treat bag, and now I have bag, so that it will always come up as an optional cookie cutter. So hopefully that will help you. That's, again, just one of the strategies that I use for cookie cutters. And Scott, thank you very much, Scott. He was the one that suggested this topic. And I will come back to your other suggestions as well, because he asked about some of the other ways that I organize my bakery. So, okay. Whew, this is a good one this week. Okay, so the next one is LinkedIn strategies. So I know some of you recognize that I was not on live on Wednesday, and I kind of warned you that we are definitely into the holiday mode. I had planned on going live, and I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't formally post something, because I had a prime teammate out all ill this week. So that was a huge loss for me this week, especially what was on the docket. So again, thank you, Sylvia, because she really stepped up. My niece Anna came to the rescue, and my sister Nancy is back for the holiday season. So when I say family run, we are family run. Oh, there goes my light. Anyway, so what I wanted just to say about that is I was going to talk about LinkedIn, and but I'm going to give you just a couple of really quick strategies on LinkedIn. So first of all, is that the platform for you? You need to decide that. It is a great place if you've got corporate clients, or you would like to nurture corporate clients. You've got to get on LinkedIn. It is just a wonderful place to be. I really like LinkedIn because it's very different than Facebook. That's where my clients are. I like the topics of conversations. It's not a place to talk about your vacations. It's not a place to talk about what you ate for lunch. It's not about, showing pictures of your kids. It's all about business, 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 about people changing roles, getting promoted, or it's topics of economics, or whatever the industry is. I just find it fascinating. And again, those are where my clients are. Very, very quickly, because I know I don't have a lot of time today to talk about LinkedIn, but if you're going to create an account, create a free account. I do not pay for LinkedIn. I do not pay for the upgraded features. You don't really need to. I don't run any ads on LinkedIn either. I just use it as a communication tool for my clients or my prospective clients. Perhaps there are people that I'd like to connect with, or companies I want to connect with, and that I would like to do business with down the road. So it's a great place to build, connect, and build a relationship. So here's a couple things you want to keep in mind. Add an account. Complete your bio, okay? Make sure that you fill in as much as you can about your bio, and have a very professional headshot. So it doesn't need to be super fancy, but you want it to represent what you are representing as a business or as a personal brand. So, and then also your headline. A lot of people have that knee-jerk reaction to put in their title, and I did for many years. I did this myself. So I'm not saying that, I didn't make this mistake. Not really a mistake. It's just a strategy that you can use to up-level your LinkedIn presence. So when it comes to the headline, oftentimes you'll see people put their title, and I had my title there for a long, long time. It said owner, lead creative, edible impressions. But what would happen is when I would comment on posts, or when I would post something, that's what people would see. They would see edible impressions, but if they're not familiar with what edible impressions is, they're not really going to go ahead and click on it. Now, if you go to my LinkedIn, so if you look at Annette Conrad at LinkedIn, you're going to notice that I changed it to what it is I do and who I do it for. So now it says something of the respect of showcase your brand with custom design cookies and virtual experiences. So that's what they see. Now, whenever I post something, people are going to see that, and they're going to be curious, and now they're going to click on it. I cannot believe how my analytics, my views on my profile, and with the free account, you only get to see so much, but I had an increase spike after, and it continues to go up now that I have changed that headline. So that's a little hack there for you. And then, we're going to talk more about LinkedIn down the road, but connect with people, but just don't connect with everybody just to have connections. It is quality, not quantity. Quality, not quantity. So you want to connect with the people that you truly want to connect with for the purpose of being on LinkedIn. So, I have quite a few connections over the years. I started my LinkedIn account when I was at Marquette University. And so I have a lot of people that I'm still in contact with that I actually are becoming my customers. They were my colleagues, and now some of them are becoming my customers at the jobs that they moved to after they left the university. So it's amazing that, you can connect with people And but the key is quality, not quantity. And then again, don't connect with everybody just to connect. Have purpose. And then make personal reach outs to people too. So we'll come back to this because there's so many things that I can talk about LinkedIn. But the final thing I'm going to say is to have a give, ask philosophy. And what I mean by that is, do a testimonial for someone, maybe once, twice, 3 times, and then ask for one. So if you're giving them, you're more apt to get them. But I try to do a give, a give, a give. So 3 to 1. So 3 gives, and then I ask for 1. So it's worked really well for me. And I can't take credit for that because one of my favorite podcasts, Biz Chicks, Natalie Ekdahl, had mentioned that years ago, and it really just stuck with me, and I loved it. And I'm pretty sure that's who mentioned it, but I love that. So it really is a nice thing to do because you're giving, but you're also, very appropriately asking, but not just asking. Okay. All right. That deserves 2 bells because that was a long response. Let me see what I did not cover. As you can see, it's funny, I do prepare for these and I do take some notes, but then I never really look down at my notes. It's so funny. Okay, so the last one is, let's see. Okay, there was someone in the community, I'm pretty sure it was in our community, and it's so fun because when I first started these Rapid Fire Fridays, I often had to go to other Facebook groups, but now the conversation and the engagement is so amazing in our group here that I don't often have to go outside of it. And I don't want it to be repeat for some of you that are really engaging in the community. I'm hoping that I'm expanding if you had seen this post, but I know a lot of you don't see these. So this is maybe the first time that you're hearing or seeing this topic. So here's one, and I'll just kind of abbreviate it. So there was a gal that posted a picture. It was a beautiful picture of a Thanksgiving platter. It was designed by Miller's Wife. I'm not familiar with that, but it was a beautiful platter, and it was a bouquet of flowers, and then it had a jar, I think a jar or a vase of some sort. And so the dilemma that this person had was that they wanted to figure out the best way to ship those, and without losing, that presentation of that look. But there's seriously, looking at that, it would be not impossible, but it would be challenging to ship it as it was laid out on the platter because all the cookies were overlapping each other. And even if you were to shrink wrap that tight in a box, I still would worry a little bit about breakage. Because if there's any movement, the cookie that is laying on the other cookie could snap it. So I wouldn't recommend shipping it as is, but what I would do is individually heat seal or individually shrink wrap them, lay them in a box in somewhat of that format. But I think the idea is that person will take them out and then present them on their own platter. So, there are ways to ship a beautiful presentation. You could maybe give them a little instruction sheet or a picture of the way that it looks laid out. So when they do pull the cookies out that were bulk shipped, then they know how to lay them out like the picture of the presentation that you sent. So that would be a nice little thing to add for them. And so I do ship my platters, I'll just say, but I do not ship the actual platter itself. I do not change my price. Just because of the product costs of the box and the tape and the packing. So, and platters can be kind of expensive. So you always want to make sure that's in your price quote. But what I do is bulk ship those platters, not assuming, we have a conversation. I'm letting them know that they are going to be shipped in bulk and that receiver will most likely, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to pull them out of the box and put them on their own decorative plates anyway. So, okay, so that's about that. I think that was a full week of Rapid Fire Friday. So next week, I will be back Friday. I will not be back on Wednesday again, with good reason. I have 9 virtual experiences next week, and 3 of them being on Wednesday. So I'm going to have to pass on this Wednesday's masterclass, but I will come back with you on Friday for Rapid Fire Friday. And perhaps in the absence of my master classes, I will just beef them up a little bit and maybe surprise you with a little extra bonus. So thank you so much for your patience. I hope you stick with me because it's only a couple weeks through the holidays. By the first week of December, we are pretty much through our busy time. So I will be back on a regular basis again with those Wednesday night free master classes. So thank you so much. Reach out to me and always visit AnnetteConrad.com. I do have some some free and also some paid guides there for you. So I do plan on with the new year adding some more. So thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you all again soon. Take care.